Hey guys, Eric from Grimy Mid Sports Cards here, coming at you with another video. Well, day one of the Long Beach Expo, Long Beach, California, is in the books. What a great day at the show. Saw a lot of old friends, saw a lot of really nice cards. Some really high-end cards went off today, back and forth. Saw a Joe Namath rookie PSA 8 that was just absolutely stunning, a work of art that sold today. Just awesome. Nicest copy by far I've ever seen. Pretty sure that was the only one in that high of a grade that's even on the market right now. Lots of other really good cards. Did a few deals myself back and forth, and we're going to go through the biggest one that I did right now. I've got my business card out here. Pretty much everything you're going to see on this video is going to be up for sale. So if you're interested, you've got my phone number up there on top. You've got my email down there on the bottom. You can email me, give me a text, give me a call, whatever you'd like, and we can work out some kind of a deal. I've got some really nice stuff that's going to come out for you here so that everybody can check it out. So without further ado, we'll get that out of the way. I did a deal here. This deal was actually with a guy I've known for several years here in Long Beach. He lives in California. He's one of the coin dealers, but he has some sports card stuff, and he always gets a hold of me and says, "Hey Eric, I've got some stuff for you. You know, are you coming to the show? Let's work a deal." So I worked a deal. I was about 4 hours with him yesterday, going through all this stuff and making a deal. So these football cards were actually a throw-in with the deal. He's like, "I just don't want them," and I said, "Well, I'm not real interested in them either. It's nobody special." But he said, "Yeah, just go ahead and take them." I said, "All right, I'll just go ahead and take them then." The next stuff we're going to get into here, excuse me. A lot of the stuff that we got, these were throw-ins as well. These are all 55 bowman, as you can see. Nellie here. Just going to kind of flip through them. White Wilhelm, Vic Wirtz, Lou Boudreau, Early Win, Carl Furillo. These cards are all just in unbelievable condition. These cards, you'll see some of the graded cards later, folks, are part of this deal as well. They are just in amazing condition. I've never seen Mickey Vernon there, Johnny Podres. I've never seen 55 Bowmans that had such great registration. These cards are all so clear and so bright. They are like pack fresh. They are so nice. And by the way, you remember from my last video from here, I forgot my tripod on this trip, so unfortunately I have to hold the camera, so it's going to be bumpy. It's going to be moving around. I'm sorry about that, but I'm doing the best I can do here while I'm in my hotel room. So Jimmy Pearsall, Don Zimmer when he's just a kid. It's awesome. Stevens, Carl Erskine, Don Newcomb, another one that's really nice. A good portion of these 55 Bowmans that are raw, I'm going to be putting into PSA before I leave to go back home to Phoenix. These are just too nice to not put in. As you'll see in a little while, Selston Howard is just awesome. It's like, the registration you can see is just disgusting. It's so nice. A lot of these that you're going to see graded later on, you'll see why I'm going to put a bunch of these in, because this is the same run of cards. There are some super high grades in these 55 Bowmans, like and registration and cards like I have never seen. I have a bunch of these cards graded. I've got a Yogi, I've got a Willie Mays, I've got a Hank Aaron, I've got a Mickey Mantle, but they're some of the same grades that I have of these same cards that I picked up yesterday, but the registration is nowhere near as nice as what it is on these ones. Here's Campy. That Campy's definitely going in. I got a 7 of that Campy at home. It's not even close to as nice as this one. Really nice alkaline. This one's going in for sure. I'm pretty sure this is a 7. It might even do a little bit better than that. As I said, you'll see some of the cards I'm going to put out later that are graded are 7s and above, so they're really nice. Ken Boyer, this one's got a little corner issue up there on top, but it's still a nice card. Ian is Country Slaughter, and last but not least, Minnie Minoso. This one's a little bit high, and it's a lot left but another one that's just got great registration. He's set up for a nice bunt there. That's really cool. So that's it for the 55 Bowmans that are raw. I'm gonna throw out. Oh, no, I'm sorry. There is one more. Hank Aaron. And this one's really, really nice as well. I went through all of these cards. There are a few of these cards, and 55 Bowman was a little bit notorious for this, that came out of the pack short. This card is short, so I think PSA, if I put it into PSA, it's going to get a minimum size requirement. I'll show you a little picture of the back, because this one is really, really nice. I have a 7 of this card, but this one is short, and I'm pretty sure it just came out of the pack that way. It doesn't look like it's trimmed in any way, shape, or form, but I'm probably going to put it into PSA, just get it authentic, because it's so nice. The registration is so nice. It's a high end, no matter if it's short or not short. Now, this one right here, as you can see, 55 Teddy Ball Game. This card is horribly miscut. Horribly miscut. It has no right side border. But I mean to tell you, when I saw this card, I just about flipped out. It looks like a fake. The registration is so clear, and the sheen, I don't know if I can even get it to see with this in this top loader. The sheen on this card is like somebody just laid it on there yesterday. It is so bright and so clean. It's just a beautiful card. So I'm actually going to put this into PSA. I know that sounds terrible. I'm going to put this into PSA just to get it authenticated, because it just is absolutely gorgeous, other than the fact that it's just horribly miscut. So let's see, a couple more throw-ins here. This was another throw-in. Everybody's seen these, the 92 Upper Deck Baseball Heroes, Ted Williams, pro grading 9.5. Yeah, what's it worth? About $3. If you can melt down the plastic and use it for something else, it's really not worth anything. But like I said, it was a throw-in, so not worried about it just because he threw it in. He didn't want it, so I'll take it and try and get rid of it for $3 or something. These cards, I don't know if anybody's seen these before. I haven't seen any in quite a while. These are third-party cards that were made in 1993. I believe the company was Mega Cards. Yeah, Mega Cards. So they took old Type 1 photos and turned them into baseball cards. So this is a reprint of an old Type 1 photo of Babe Ruth. Just really cool. I was happy when he threw this one in, just because it's really cool. Just a cool picture of Babe warming up. Gotta love that. So next one we're gonna get into here is 1960 Mickey Mantle. This card's really nice. It's a little low and it's a little right, but this card is super, super nice. This one's definitely going into PSA. It's in a snap down holder, but I haven't taken it out of there yet to clean it up or anything like that. But this one's definitely going into PSA. He's still got the price tag on the back of it there. I didn't peel it off yet. It's going to go into a soft sleeve and a top loader, or a card saver anyway, to go into PSA, so I'm not worried about that. We'll take care of that later on. Next part of this deal, this is, I'm sure everybody knows these, this is the 1961 Golden Press, but this is a full set of the Golden Press. This is really cool. It's been quite a while since I've seen an entire set. I see a lot of these raw. I see a few of them graded. Some of them are worthwhile getting graded overall, and some of them out of this set are worthwhile getting graded. So I'm just going to flip through these for you real quick. Mel Ott's #1, Grover Cleveland, Alexander, great pitcher. The Babe. Babe's pretty nice, and probably is not going to do better than like a 6.5 or a 7, but it's going to go into PSA for sure. It's one of the ones that's worthwhile getting graded. Hank Greenberg, Bill Terry, the great Carl Hubble, the Screwball Master, one of my favorites. And as I said, if anybody's interested in any of this stuff, please, by all means, message me, call me, whatever you'd like, text me. We'll work out a deal. I'd be more than happy to sell this entire set if somebody would like the entire set. You might want to get to me before Saturday if you're interested, just because I'll be putting some of these in to get graded at PSA. If you'd rather have them raw, I'll send you the whole set. So, Raja, Dizzy Dean, Joltin' Joe. This Joe's pretty nice as well. That one's probably going to go into PSA. Charlie Gehringer, Gabby Harnett, Mickey Cochran, George Sisler, Joe Cronin, Pie Trainer, Lou Gehrig. This one's definitely going in. This is one of the nicest ones in the entire set. It's really, really nice. Sharp corners. I know there's little issues there on the right hand side, but these cards were perforated, so those are just the perforation marks. And PSA does a pretty good job of grading these. They're pretty lenient because they were perforated cards. If there's a little bit of damage, or if there's still knobs from on the side of the card or whatever from the perforations, they usually are pretty good with that. Lefty Grove, one of my favorites. Chief Bender, first Native American Indian to pitch in baseball. Good stuff. Frankie Frisch, Al Simmons, Home Run Baker, another one of my favorites. Home Run Baker was called Home Run Baker because he hit more than anybody else. He never hit more than like 7 in one season. It was awesome. But he was able to hit it over the center fielder's head or somebody's head so that he could run all day long. Jamie Foxx, the great John Mcgraw, another one of my favorites. Not much as a player, but the guy was phenomenal manager. The Christian Gentleman, Christy Mathewson, good stuff. This one's really nice. It's going in as well, even though that one's not worth that much. Even if it got a 10, I just like to have that one slabbed in my PC if nobody wants to pick this up. So here's the Ty Cobb. It's in pretty good shape. It's got a little bit more wear on it than some of them. This one will still go into PSA. Dazzy Vance, Bill Dickey, great catcher. Eddie Collins, Walter Johnson, the Big Train. This is another one that'd go in. It's worthwhile to get this one slabbed as well. Tris Speaker, Napoleon Lajoie. And we're down to the last couple here. Hannes Wagner. Oops, sorry about that. They're sticking together a little bit. Great Hannes Wagner. Love that pose. And last but not least, Denton Cy Young. Good stuff. So that's the entire set, 33 cards, 61 Golden Press. All right, I'm gonna get into some of the graded stuff here for you, and then we'll wrap this up. So there were a couple cards that I actually already sold out of this yesterday afternoon. There were a couple people that were interested, saw me working the deal, and they came and purchased a couple cards for me right off the bat. So there was a 62 All-Star Mickey Mantle that was graded a PSA 8 off center. It had the OC designation on it, and somebody was interested in that one, so I already sold that one. And there was also a 58 Topps All-Star Mickey Mantle to the same gentleman. He was really interested, wanted to add those to his collection. Like I said, saw me working the deal, and so he already picked those ones up from me. So those are the cards, the only cards that I've already sold out of this deal. So here's another one. Here's a 1960 Mickey Mantle PSA 8, and it absolutely is an 8, folks. It's really, I mean, the corners are so sharp you can shave with them, but it is an 8 OC. It's got it's you know, like 90-10 top to bottom. It's pretty bad, but the registration is super nice. That little thing there on C, we'll get that off of there. That was a little piece of something that got on the card. There is nothing wrong with the C there. This is a super nice card. If you don't mind having it OC for your collection, this card is smoking. Great registration on this card. So now we're going to get into the bulk of this deal was back to the 55 Bowman. So you're going to see, I mean, these cards are just unbelievable. The registration, the centering, the corners, the everything else. These are all old grades from PSA, but I absolutely believe that every single one of these is dead on for what grade it has, even though they're old grades. So Dave Jolly, nothing special, but this is a PSA 8, a common card that's a PSA 8 of a 55 Bowman. It's just almost unheard of. Just great stuff. So I'm going to roll through these pretty quick. Pee Wee Reese, this one's really, really nice as well, even though it's a 6. This one is super nice. As you can see, I mean, the registration on these cards are just unbelievable. The backs are all super, super clean. That's not a crack on the card, that's just the flap from the graded card holder there. These cards are just awesome. I could not possibly pass up this deal. This is the lowest grade one out of any of them. This might be the one card that I keep for my PC. I don't have a 55 Bowman Feller, and Feller is one of my absolute favorites in the entire world. So I may hang on to this one, or I may turn it over and try and get myself a higher grade if it's possible. But once again, registration. Can't say it enough. You're going to hear me say it about 100 times over the next 15, 20 cards. The registration is just unbelievable. It's so clear, you can see the color of their eyes. It's unbelievable. Never seen any 55 Bowmans as nice as these. So that's why I just had to do this deal. Here's a Nellie Foxx, PSA 7. It's just on and on and on with these 55s. They're unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Keep moving on here. Bob Lemon in a 7. Got a good one coming up next here, folks. We'll work on this one a little while. This is a Willie in a PSA 6. I have a Willie that's a PSA 6 in my safety deposit box, but I mean to tell you, it might be a little better centered than this one, but the registration isn't even as close to as nice as it is on this one. This registration, once again, like I said, you're going to hear me say it a lot, is just unbelievable. It's so clear. It's so bright. Beautiful card. Just beautiful. 55 Bowman Willie in a 6. Good stuff. A little shot of the back. Alright, keep moving here. Grab another stack. We're getting down towards the end of it here, folks. I know my videos always end up going long, but I love to talk and I love to show this stuff off to you guys, and I know you like to see it. So next we've got 55 Bowman, Eddie Mathews, second year Eddie Mathews, PSA 7. I've never even seen a grade even close to this high of an Eddie Mathews in a 55 Bowman, and this one is just smoking. Super nice. Rosy red cheeks. Just a great card. Excuse me. Keep moving on here. Clint Courtney. He's a great catcher for the White Sox for a few years. I believe he ended up his career with the St. Louis Cardinals, if I'm not mistaken. PSA 8. Common card. 55 Bowman. PSA 8. Unheard of. Just, again, registration, registration, registration. Just beautiful. Keep moving on here. Andy Pafko. Another basically a common, but PSA 7. Beautiful card. Just beautiful. Next we have Richie Ashburn. PSA 7. Another one that's just stunning. Color is so bright. Just great. This Don Larsen. Also PSA 7. Another one that's just a great card. Registration. Out of control. Frank Thomas. PSA 5. I guess there was another PSA 5. There's 2 5s in here. I was thinking there was only one. But for a common card and a 5, really well centered. You might have heard me say it already. Registration. So clear. Another good one here. Yogi. PSA 6. Great card. Really, really well centered. All the way around. This one almost deserves a regrade, or at least a look at it again. It does have a couple of soft corners, but it looks like it could be 6.5 or a 7 to me. Great card. Next we have Whitey Ford, PSA 8. 55 Bowman, Whitey Ford, PSA 8. Just, I mean, it's off a little bit left to right, but just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We got a good one coming up next, one of my absolute favorites right here, and I have this card in this exact same grade, but this one I think is nicer than the one I have, even though it's off a little bit. 55 Mantle, PSA 6. And it's off a little bit left to right. It's a little bit high, but the registration, can't say enough about it. Absolutely disgusting. Just, I mean, you can see if you look close enough on this card, you can see eyelashes. I mean, it's unbelievable, the registration of these cards. I could not possibly pass this deal up when I started seeing the registration on all these cards. It was like, you know, somebody put this somewhat set together, and the run of cards that they bought at the, you know, whatever, the grocery store or wherever they bought them, the corner store, was the best that I have ever seen. Just unbelievable. We're down to the last two cards here, folks, and the last two are pretty big ones, and they're really, really nice as well. So here we go. 33 Goudey, Jimmy Foxx, PSA 4. This card is smoking. Not sure I've ever seen a 33 Goudey in any grade be as well centered as this card. This card is dead on all the way around. Dead on. It's just absolutely beautiful. And it's a PSA 4. I get it. It's got four corners, but it's nice and bright yellow. It is a beautiful, beautiful example of this card. Absolutely beautiful example of this card. Love it. Couldn't possibly pass it up. Last card, folks, and then I'll let you go. This would be the 33 Goudey, number 160, a little bit rarer number. Gehrig. And it is a PSA 1. We'll get a little kind of a side view. You can see there's creases down by his foot on the left. There's a little crease down by his foot on the right. There's wrinkles all over the place. It's a 1. I get it. But ladies and gentlemen, this is my first 33 Goudey Gehrig I've ever bought. Now, I'm going to probably end up turning it over, but it's just nice to say, well, I've at least owned one Gehrig. And this one is, registration is really nice on this one, even with all the wrinkles and creases and all that. And I'll certainly give you a shot of the back here. You can see they are definitely creases. They go through. But this was part of the deal. And when can you say no to a Lou Gehrig? So that does it for this video, folks. We'll end it up with Lou on the front here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Day 2 tomorrow coming up of Long Beach Expo. You'll get some more videos from me coming up. If I pick up anything else, if I sell anything else, we'll let you know what's going on. Maybe give you a little shot of the auditorium as we're walking through, the convention center as we're walking through. Take care, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. Keep collecting what you love.